Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you can take your seats, the awards are about to commence. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the Child of Wight Awards 2017 with our friends at Wight Fibre. And please welcome to the stage your hosts for this evening, Paul Topping and Anna Bingham.
Welcome to Isle of Wight Radio's Child of Wight Awards 2017. Did we all have a nice dinner? Everyone fed and watered. That is good news. So, after amazing feedback from last year's Child of Wight Awards and all the families that were involved, we're here again to celebrate the island's most precious asset, which is our children. And thankfully, our headline sponsors, Wight Fibre, where are they? Normally they're a little bit louder than that. Wight Fibre are more than happy to be involved again, so thank you very much to them. And without all of our sponsors this evening, tonight's event wouldn't happen. You'll be happy to know, though, that we have managed to cut a few costs. We managed to cut down a little bit on the lighting, and we'll mainly be lit by Anna Bingham's orange tan tonight. The only downside to this is that all the sponsors will be expected to chip in towards the £60 Saint-Tropez cream bill.
£60, £80. Actually, thank you. Thank you, Paul. Obviously, tonight is about recognising the children, not behaving like them. So, something to bear in mind, perhaps. Reading through some of the countless nominations that we received at Isle of Wight Radio, it's been hugely inspiring. I mean, we clearly have a wealth of incredible young people here on the island who all deserve to be praised. They've got bravery and patience and determination. And I didn't envy the judges' decisions, and they've had to make in choosing who's going to take home the awards tonight. And we do have 11 incredible awards to hand out tonight. So without further ado, we should crack on.
Okay, now, every one of our winning categories is going to get a fantastic piggy bank full of cash, courtesy of our friends at Wight Fibre, and also a big thank you to 20th Century Fox and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, which is out on the 20th of May, I have to say that, because there is a whole bundle of stuff for our winners to be able to take home with them tonight, so that's something to look forward to. So, let's get on. Our first award recognises a young person who has shown remarkable courage and remained positive while facing adversity. And it's named after a young man who did just that. It's the Asa Singleton Courageous Child Award. It's sponsored by our friends at Wight Lincoln. To present this award, please welcome Kirsty Higgins and Paul Singleton.
herself, the winner of this award, was involved in a horrific car crash when a van drove into the back of her parents' stationary vehicle. Now, she was just 3.5 years old at the time, and she sustained a fractured skull and traumatic brain injury. She was intubated at the scene and airlifted to Southampton Hospital, where she had to be resuscitated. She was then operated on for 5 hours. She spent 8 months in total in Southampton Hospital, with her mum by her side at all times. She later went on to the Children's Trust at Tadworth for rehabilitation.
Her own skull couldn't be repaired, so she had to have a titanium skull reconstruction 2 years later. She's now 8 years old and attends Medina House Special Needs School in Newport, where she is really thriving. In the words of her great-grandmother who nominated her, she's the most amazing and courageous child. And although she can't speak, she's very, very vocal and really knows her own mind.
She uses a walking frame and has recently taken steps on her own. With great determination, medical staff said that this would never happen, but she has confounded them all. In March this year, she walked on stage with some assistants at the Guildhall, Portsmouth, and took part in the J-Rock Challenge with other pupils from her school. Her progress has been amazing, and her family is so very proud of her and believes she truly does deserve this award.
The Asa Singleton Most Courageous Child Award goes to
Jessica Furneaux.
A big round of applause. Massive congratulations. Well done. If you'd like to take those, I'm going to take some photographs. Well done. Congratulations. Okay, Anna, our next award. No rush.
Sorry, we've all got parking, haven't we, for a while? We're all right. We're all right. Our next award is for someone who has excelled in an area that I know Paul has got a lot of recent experience in. If you do follow Paul on Instagram, you might have recently noticed that his feed has changed from pictures of his dog and arty shots of beer in the garden to pictures of his dog and arty shots of his PB at the gym. Quite the sporty one now, aren't you? The Child of Wight Sporting Star Award is our next one tonight. And this is sponsored by Hover Travel. And to present the award, please welcome to the stage Loretta Nail.
Okay, so sport may be something that I've found a little bit later on in life, to be honest, but our winner this evening started to play hockey when they were just 9 years old. In her early years, she played outfield, but 18 months ago, she decided to give goal a go. That's quite difficult to say. Goal a go. And since then, she's not looked back, which is probably good if you're in goal. In September 2016, she began attending the Hampshire Junior Development Centre for Goalkeepers, which is based in Petersfield. This involved travelling up to Beadsdale School on Friday evening for coaching, along with other girls from across Hampshire. She was the only girl from the island attending this centre and would often get back very, very late at night.
Now, alongside this, she embarked on playing for the Isle of Wight Ladies' Second 11 as goalkeeper, which meant that she was either playing a home game here on the island or another trip back to the mainland every Saturday, playing all over Hampshire. She also played for the Isle of Wight under-14s girls team on a Sunday, whose games were sometimes again at home on the island, but also as far away as Oxford. But they finished third in the Hampshire Division 2 and reached the semi-finals of the Hampshire Cup.
In order to play for the Isle of Wight, she was also expected to train every Monday and Wednesday night. But her dedication, it's paid off, and in December last year, she was selected through a rigorous assessment to join the full under-14 girls Hampshire squad. It's meant more training in Chandlersford on a Friday night, and the matches against Surrey, Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire on Sunday, with further training and more matches still to come.
Now, her complete commitment to the sport this year has been outstanding. She has given up almost every minute of her spare time, whether it be late nights or early mornings, to become one of the best young goalkeepers in Hampshire. Her family is so proud of her achievements and her devotion to hockey at such a young age, and truly believe that she deserves this award. Proud to announce that the 2017 Child of Wight Sporting Star is Sophie Bruce.
Well done, Sophie. Congratulations to Sophie. So our next award recognises a young person who thinks of others, seeing a need and using their time and skill to do something about it. Someone who makes this island a better place for others. The Child of Wight Make a Difference Award is sponsored by the Needles Landmark Attraction. And to present this award, please welcome to the stage Rachel Hardiman.
She's on her way.
Okay.
Now, the winner of this award is described by those who nominated her as an amazing child. She's aged just 13, and in the last couple of years she's gone through 2 spinal surgeries and brain surgery, and is being diagnosed with a condition that has led to chronic daily tension headaches for the last 7 months. On top of this, she was also misdiagnosed for 5.5 years before this.
But through all of this, no matter how much pain or feeling unwell, she has never complained. She attends the Salvation Army Church and does a lot of charity work through them. When there was that fire in the flats in Newport last year, she was one of 3 children from the church who helped provide refreshments to the people involved and the emergency services as well, showing compassion and empathy, despite being in an awful lot of pain herself. At Christmas, when her chronic headache started, she spent the first week of the school holiday at the Salvation Army Hall in Newport from morning until night, wrapping presents and setting up delivery food parcels for 65 families who were in need.
On top of this, she even gave up her time on Christmas Day to assist those in need at the Salvation Army's charity dinner. She served drinks all day, never complaining once, and put a smile on everyone's face. In the words of her mother who nominated her, she's a very brave girl for all she's been through, and while suffering, manages to always put others first. Her mum went on to say she's a baby sister who she adores. I couldn't be more proud, she is my hero. She is a kind, compassionate child who's missed out on so much in her own life because of her illness, but never stops giving to others, whether it be family, friends, or strangers.
The Child of Wight Make a Difference Award goes to Shauna Willett. Give her a big round of applause. Let's move on to our next award. As adults, we're often guilty of avoiding fundraising, claiming we're too busy. Quite often, I have avoided the odd fun run here and there. but luckily always managed to make it to a cake stage.
That's handy, isn't it?
It's funny
handy,
how that works
somewhat
out, yeah.
coincidental.
Not anymore though, obviously. I'm a changed man. I don't know whether I've mentioned that I'm going to the gym and running a 5k for charity.
Once or twice you mentioned that?
Don't really like to talk about it.
Or every day?
Did I mention my PBs?
You mentioned that.
Split times?
No?
Okay. Now some children never seem to shirk the opportunity to fundraise though. They see the need and they want to do something about it straight away. This award recognises somebody who does just that. The Child of Wight Fundraiser Award is sponsored by our friends at Red Funnel. And to present this award, please welcome Shirley Anderson.
So let me tell you a story, if I may, about a 9-year-old girl and her granddad, who is affectionately known as Grumps. Now, Grumps and his granddaughter have a very close relationship. But sadly, Grumps was diagnosed with terminal eye cancer last September, and it started showing signs of worsening. He'd already gone blind in one eye, and now it was affecting his brain. Now, his granddaughter had already cut her hair and donated it to the Little Princess charity that year, and had raised over £200 for the hospice. Following a visit, though, to Grumps, and knowing he was getting worse, she decided to embark on a whole year of fundraising.
Her first venture was to start a school magazine. She started this when Grumps was still alive. Sadly, he deteriorated rapidly as the tumour had spread to his brain. After 9 days in the hospice, he passed away, and it was clear to his granddaughter that this was the charity her fundraising would be for. The hospice staff was so amazing, and she thought that they were stars. In the spirit of Grumps, she made a film to remember him and tell people about her fundraising, and also set up a Just Giving page. She continued her fundraising throughout the year. As well as the magazine, she has held a Guess How Much Lego is in the Jar competition, held her first coffee and cake days, and she held a raffle, which she bought the first prize, which was a bottle of champagne, out of her own birthday money.
It's amazing. She's currently working on paintings for an exhibition that she's holding at Brading Roman Villa in the summer, and also planning on holding a stall at this event later in the spring. Now, she frequently bakes cakes for friends and family to sell at their work, and is constantly trying to think of new ways to fundraise that isn't just asking people for sponsorship money. However, and I think this is most incredible of all perhaps, on the 21st of July this year, she's having a sponsored head shave. And this is taking place at her school's summer fair. I think Paul said he was keen to join you with this one. You may have said that to me in confidence, I forget.
No, I think we said Glyn.
Glyn
was keen to take part in
who
this
was keen
one.
on it.
Got the names mixed up.
Now, she has been described as an inspirational young girl whose determination and drive to raise money in memory of her dear granddad is so admirable, especially when she is just 9 years old.
I hope you're going to give a massive round of applause, because our Child of Wight Fundraiser Award goes to the incredible Hetty Bell. Well done, Hetty. Congratulations. There we go, a round of applause, Hetty Bell.
Oh, such beautiful hair. Next up tonight is the Child of Wight Young Achiever Award. And this is recognising a young islander who's reaching their goals through hard work and determination, often in spite of some difficult circumstances. This award is sponsored by In-Flight Peripherals, and to present the award, please welcome Marcus Baker.
So the winner of this award was nominated by his big brother. These are his words. Last year, on June the 1st, I was ploughing the field at the farm where I live in Winford, when my 7-year-old brother ran over the field to speak to me. I told him to get on the tractor and I'd give him a lift back down. We hit a bump in the ground and he fell from the tractor. He'd fallen under the middle of the tractor, and I quickly had to put the tractor in reverse to stop going right over him, but he was trapped underneath. I had to think quick. Then I had to drive over him and stop the tractor before the plough went into him. Then I jumped from the tractor, lifting the plough up so he could roll from underneath. An air ambulance was called and he was rushed to Southampton Hospital.
His brother went on to say, he was very lucky to be alive. He had a broken shoulder, swelling behind his eyes with the pressure of the tractor on him, damage to his back at the bottom of his spine, and cuts and bruises all over his body. But my little brother was amazing. He only cried the day he was coming home when they removed the drip from his arm. He was so brave and hid the pain he was in from everybody, even the doctors and nurses, thinking if you told him it didn't hurt, he'd get to go home. By the 6th of June, just 6 days later, he was allowed to go home, astonishing everybody.
My brother is the most amazing little boy. I'm sure he's made of steel. 5 weeks on, he was back on his motorcycle bike, practicing for winter series. He rides for Portsmouth Motocross Club. In January this year, he won a winter series competition on his 50cc motocross bike, something nobody ever thought would be possible after that horrific accident. I'd like to nominate my strong, brave little brother for his strength and determination to get better.
The Child of Wight Young Achiever Award goes to Mitchell Woodward.
Okay, our next award recognises a task that can often be the hardest challenge for an adult, but seems to come very naturally to children: caring for someone you love. The Child of Wight Care Award is sponsored by our friends at Unique Windows, and to present this award, please welcome Michael Turner and Kevin Silly.
The winner of this award is just 11 years old, and he has a younger brother with cystic fibrosis who's been very poorly over the last few years and been in and out of hospital. This young man goes above and beyond to help with all aspects of his brother's care, to help with medicines, nebulizers, feeding tubes, oxygen tanks, everything. He comforts his brother after needles, he goes to the shops to get him football cards, he checks on him in the night and generally makes sure he's okay, even at school.
His brother's carer at school says he's always looking out for his brother, checking on him at school, always going to hospital with him, playing football with him, and helping out at home, so his mum can do his IVs and other medication. He never leaves his brother out of games and worries if he can't see him. She says, as his brother's carer, I can really say I've never met a boy who cares and shows so much attention to a sibling. He is a pleasure to be around and has a head on his shoulders that is much older than his own age. He's a brother anyone would want as their own. A brother you can rely on and know he'll go out of his way to help.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Child of Wight Young Carer Award goes to Dylan Smith.
Congratulations to Dylan Smith.
Our next award this evening is to recognise a young person who has excelled on the stage, whether it's through music or dance or drama. Sad news is Paul's incredible, creative, dance moves at Isle of Wight Festival last year, unfortunately, aren't eligible for this award because, well, not only is he just a few decades past being eligible, but also you don't want to see him in the shiny leggings again. Seen the video, don't you? It's on Facebook.
Jealousy.
Not a problem, please don't do that again. Please just don't. The Child of Wight Young Performer Award is sponsored by Marvin's Estate Agents. And to present the award, please welcome Julie Cordell.
So, the winner of this award is just 12 years old. He's been playing the tuba since he was 8. He's a member of the Isle of Wight Youth Orchestra and absolutely loves it. His teacher, Martin Stroud, has taught him amazingly well, but this young man has also shown a dedication to his music well beyond his years. And all that dedication has now paid off, as he's been offered a place at the Purcell School of Music.
Now, if you have never heard of the Purcell School of Music, let me read you a little bit about what it says on their website, so it can kind of put in perspective to you just how talented this young man is to have gained a place there. The Purcell School is a boarding and day school for young musicians and Britain's oldest specialist music school. The Purcell School provides a rounded education with music at its heart. We offer outstanding young musicians the opportunity to make music every day with around 180 other talented players and singers, enabling them to make the most of their abilities. Our pupils regularly win scholarships to the best music colleges in the UK and abroad and enjoy frequent success in competitions locally, nationally and internationally.
This talented young tuba player is very excited to be boarding from September, and we of course wish him the very, very best of luck. The winner of the Child of Wight Young Performer Award is Jamie Smith. Make sure you take your piggy bank with the money from White Fibre in, because anything left, Anna will have.
No, it's frightening too.
Right, our next award.
So no one told me life was gonna be this way. Job's joke, you broke, you love, life's still.
What are you doing?
Hey. What's that? It's Best Friend Award. Is that the theme tune for Friends? It's like you're always stuck in second gear.
Glenn.
Hasn't
If you want, Glenn does that. No? This is a bit awkward. Please don't start again. The best friend of... No!
There's a theatre school up there, they're looking down like you think that's singing.
You think you're doing your audition, don't you?
I'm not invited.
Are you doing Cinderella? I need a...
If you say anything about an ugly stepsister or a wicked stepmom, there's going to be so much
that
trouble.
thought never crossed my mind.
Or a pumpkin.
Wizard of Oz?
Anything orange. As you were.
Oh. Right. The Best Friend Award is sponsored by Amazon World, and present this award, please welcome Del Curtis.
A ringtail lemur. Anyway, if I could just take a second to tell you about a young boy named Christopher. Christopher has Down syndrome, verbal dyspraxia, and a number of other medical issues. After a rocky start in school, he joined Binstead Primary in Year 3, and he's now in Year 6. Christopher's mother tells us his class welcomed him with open arms from the very beginning and seemed to enjoy having a new member in their class. Through the years, amazing friendships have grown, and they are a kind, caring group of children with a lot of love and patience.
It takes Christopher longer to learn things, and often he needs a different style of teaching and uses Makaton sign language as his main form of communication. Christopher's class accepted him and his extra needs without question, and were even eager to learn Makaton so they could talk and communicate with him. They always have time for him, especially when he's trying to tell them something. They listen with interest, watching his signs and trying to understand him.
This lovely group of children are very thoughtful. They're always waiting for him as he is physically slower than his peers. They're encouraging him along the way, offer to sit next to him, wait for him or help him. And all of this seems to have come very naturally to these children without any adult intervention or prompts. When it's someone's birthday and sweets are given out at school, they always bring in some fudge for Christopher as he has many food intolerances.
Being in Year 6, it means it's their last year at primary school and possibly their last year together. As this is an uncertain time where Christopher will be going to secondary school, his mum says he's going to miss them all greatly, and she'll miss them too. She says moving Christopher to a new school was very scary. Finding a school and a class that would accept him for who he is was vital for him to be included in mainstream education. Luckily, they found Binstead. He's learned so much, not just educationally, but socially, having such positive and accepting peers and role models.
Another parent of a child in Christopher's class has described how much they will all miss him when he moves on to secondary school, and says having Christopher in the class has made it a better place. The winner of the Child of Wight Best Friend Award is Year 6 at Binstead Primary.
Come on up, come on up, come on up. Go.
Sadly, obviously, we couldn't get the whole class up here tonight, but we did manage, Paul went down there in the week, and you did manage to catch up with the guys down at school.
I did. I went down to Binstead, and this is what happened. Do you remember this?
So here we are, we're at Binstead Primary School, and we've got a very, very special announcement to make to Year 6. So they've been brought out of class, they're all sitting in the sunshine.
Afternoon, Year 6.
Afternoon.
You alright?
Yeah.
How are SATs going?
Good.
Yeah, you enjoying them?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really? Okay, now, somebody in your class, you have welcomed this person into the class from the very, very beginning. Where's Christopher? There's Christopher. Now you, Year 6, have done such a great job at welcoming Christopher and making him feel like a member of the team, of the class. You've gone out of your way throughout the years, and I'm reading now what this mum has said. You've created amazing friendships that have grown, and you've been a caring group with a lot of love and patience. Now, who do you think we're talking about? You. Actually, all of you. Give yourself a massive round of applause because you have won the Isle of Wight Radio Child of Wight Award for the Best Friend Award, which is one of our top accolades. So a big round of applause. Now, we were thinking, because I haven't got the award on me, but I'm sure you want to see it. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
So I thought, how can we bring the award out? So I put in a phone call and we brought along some friends that did the award for you. They're on the other side, but today they're definitely on the lighter side of the force. And they wanted to come along especially to hand you your official Isle of Wight Radio Child of Wight Award. So give them and yourselves a massive round of applause. Ah.
Amazing! What special guest?
Yeah, and I know that Del has something that he wants to say, because obviously we haven't got all of the prizes for everybody, but Del wanted to do something very special from Amazon World. What is it, Del?
Thank you very much. Congratulations. It's a fantastic award, and we're going to give you a special adoption certificate, and you're all welcome at Amazon World at any time. Keep this in your class, and this will always remind you that Amazon World's for you guys. God bless you.
Del, thank you very much, and well done to Year 6. What an incredible class they are. Well done, and congratulations, Year 6, into the primary school. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it?
The feels. And the wood was narrow.
Tell you what, stormtroopers are quite tall.
They're very tall.
I did ask how you join. Apparently Ewoks, probably a better fit, they told me. Anyway, our next award is one that I like to think I would have been nominated for when I was a child. Not sure my sister would necessarily agree, though. It's the Best Brother Award, and it's sponsored by our friends at Tapnell Farm. And to present this award, please welcome Tom Honeyman-Brown.
Now, Billy is 19 years old with complex needs. He has very challenging behaviour, a lack of speech and language, and also poor mobility. Billy only has one kidney, which is going through kidney failure, but his two younger brothers love Billy to bits, and they have an amazing understanding of his needs. They are Billy's best friends, and they can always understand what Billy needs without much communication from Billy himself.
Aged just 11 and 8, the two boys care for him, help him make his life feel full. They've been nominated by their mum, who says that she and Billy want to thank them and show them, as a mum and brother, just how much they think the boys deserve this award. She says she understands it must be hard for them at times, and they both must feel frustrated. And she would love to give a little back and show them just how much they mean to her and Billy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Child of Wight Best Brother Awards are both Danny and Bradley Arnold.
Congratulations to all well-deserved winners. Go and get your photographs taken. Thank you so much. Amazing. Turn about you unwilling up a little bit.
Did you put the waterproof mascara on?
What?
You were alright with the waterproof mascara, you did that, okay. It's my advice. Well, in the spirit of equality, obviously we've had the Best Brother Award. We should have the Best Sister Award. And to present this award, please welcome, from sponsored Westbridge Skip Hire, please welcome Andrew Liddell.
In the words of their mother, I've nominated two of my daughters who go above and beyond on a daily basis, helping their siblings, and I know it's meant to be an individual award, but I couldn't pick one over the other, so I'm nominating both. Their brother Thomas is deaf and wears hearing aids. He also has a coordination disorder and some learning difficulties. Ella, their other sister, is a hearing aid wearer too. She was also diagnosed with autism last June. She presents with many difficulties due to her autism, and at times this puts a strain on us all.
Her mum went on to say, but through it all, these two sisters have shown real compassion and understanding. They are their siblings' biggest protectors, and I honestly don't know how they put up with it all. They understand more about hearing aids than most teachers, they can handle a meltdown, and yet they both do amazingly at school and have a large friendship circle.
Their mum and dad said, we as parents try to give all our children a fair amount of our time. But we know that sometimes we fail at this, through no fault of our own. And although an award wouldn't give our children the individual time that they crave, maybe they could look at the award and remember we are so proud of the amazing sisters they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Child of Wight Best Sister Awards are both Phoebe and Kira Bamford.
I don't know about you, but it seems to go very fast. Very, very, very fast, this awards ceremony, which is quite appropriate because it's time to come to our final award of the evening now. An award given to a child who our panel of judges feel deserve special recognition tonight. And from our super fast headline sponsor, Wight Fibre, please welcome friend of the show, John Irvine, to present the overall Child of Wight Award. Oh, it's nice to see you, John. Oh, look, I've got a microphone there for John, because he's a small chap. You'll never be able to speak to everyone at once. There we go. So, second time sponsoring the Child of Wight Awards, Wight Fibre. Why?
Why not? Because we can.
Okay, that'll do. I think we've got the plug in there. Fast broadband available. Yeah, there we are.
Fast broadband, fast answers.
Exactly. So.
Now, the winner of this award was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was just 3.5 years old. He's had to have many blood tests day and night, every day of his life. He has a pump attached to his body to administer insulin, and it can make him very sick at times. But he's been so brave, and he's not complained about any of these procedures.
He started school in September last year, and joins in with everything. He loves to play football, watch football, and play with his dog. There isn't anything he won't try. He goes through more than most adults will ever have to go through, but he does it all with a smile on his face.
Now, he started off with injections, having sort of 4+ a day, and having to prick his finger over 10 times a day to test his blood sugars. Then after 4 months, he got placed on an insulin pump and has a cannula which gets changed every 3 days. Unfortunately, he will always have to test his blood sugars throughout the whole day, but he never moans, he just gets on with whatever diabetes throws at him.
His parents tell us he faces a constant stigma of type 1 diabetes. He's got type 1 because his own body attacked his immune system and killed the cells in his pancreas, not because they fed him too much sugar or because he's overweight. People often don't realise that practically anything can affect blood sugar levels. Growing, the weather, a person's mood, exercise, illness, food, you name it, it can cause huge spikes and drops in levels. And he has to face this on a daily basis. He even has to be woken occasionally at night to be fed jelly babies because his blood sugar levels are dropping. And he has to be careful when playing sport.
And even though he is so young, he's learned to test his own blood sugars, and he's able to tell his parents the reading. When his sugars drop too low, he has to take fast-acting glucose, and he has to sit still for 15 minutes, which, as you can imagine, for a 4-year-old is not that easy. But he sits down, and he never moans.
He can't take food out of the cupboard like a normal child. Everything he eats has to be carb counted and put into his meter so he can have insulin with his food. But he's never once sneaked off and taken food. He always asks if he can have something to eat.
When he's really poorly, he can end up with a hospital stay, and it's possible that he could end up in a diabetic coma. His mother says that he is her hero, and he puts most adults to shame, and he truly is an inspiration.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, because the winner of the overall Isle of Wight Radio Child of Wight Award is Oliver Power. He's our overall winner. Make some noise for Oliver Power. Fantastic. Well done, Oliver. And I hope you spend that money in that piggy bank supplied by White Fibre. Well, not wisely. Spend it how you want. It's up to you. Well done. Congratulations. And thank you very much to John Irvine and the team from White Fibre. Well, that's our second Child of Wight Awards. We've heard some unbelievable stories, I hope you'll agree tonight. And I know I speak for the whole team here at Isle of Wight Radio when I say we are incredibly proud to have such amazing young people here on the island. And this literally was just the tip of the iceberg. We had hundreds of nominations and probably everyone should have won, but it just wasn't possible. Thank you again to our sponsors, all of our sponsors this evening. We couldn't have possibly done it all without you, especially, of course, our headline sponsor, White Fibre. Please stay, have a drink, celebrate and dance. Not
you.
No,
I'm
not. Sing, but not
me.
you. And don't forget. No, don't start that. And don't forget to tune in to Isle of Wight Radio on Monday morning, where we can listen again to some of the highlights from tonight's event. It's been broadcast live on Facebook the whole of this evening, and I know, I've been told that we have literally had thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching online.
Now I wish I had a son.
What?
Now I wish I had a son.
You never know, you might get a call. Probably from the council.
I've missed the voice, haven't I? I've missed the voice, there everything makes me ashamed.
Probably from the council, but anyway. So if you want to, you can watch it again at home. All the photographs of tonight are going to go up on our website and Facebook page as well. Thank you so much for being such a great audience. Thank you for coming along. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. That's just about it. I'm Paul Topping.
I'm Anna Bingham.
Have a great night. Thank you very much.